Hello, and thank you for joining Take Your Origination to the Cloud with Zenly webinar today. Let's get started with the housekeeping and our legal disclaimer. I'll leave this up for just a minute and let you read this before we get into our presentation. I will be your presenter today. My name is Allie Whitaker, and I'm the Professional Services Consultant Team Lead here at Calyx Software. Today we're going to be covering the features Zenly has to offer as an origination system. Zenly is a low-cost mortgage platform designed for loan originators. It allows you to easily take an application, run credit and desktop originator, and send that file over to a lender. Zenly is easy to set up, administer, and can grow with your business and allow for customization with higher loan volume or growth in employees. It's an easy-to-use cloud-based system that runs on Microsoft Azure for uninterrupted access to your loan files, so you can use it at any time, anywhere, on a tablet and Macs. And with it being cloud-based, there's nothing to download or install, and updates are automatically pushed out. When you first log on to Zenly, you'll see the main menu bar at the top for navigation between the main sections. The template section on the far right is an area where the system administrator can manage defaults for the company. On the left side panel, you have sections to create defaults in this area, starting with the fee template through the document settings. In the fee templates, as I open the standard fee, fees can be pre-selected for each section of the fee worksheet with pre-populated amounts based on lender or title company fees. In the services settings, you can add company-level credentials for a credit company or for Fannie Mae. This will allow all of your users to use this ID and password as set as a preference. You can set your company information, putting in your address, LEI, NMLS, and state license numbers, as well as setting document settings for your defaults onto disclosures. In our menu, we have options for your loan application, privacy policy, servicing disclosure, consumer choice disclosure, equal credit, and fair lending. Under the Users tab at the top, administrators can easily set up new users and specify their roles inside the system with this Users tab. You can easily add new users by clicking the new gray button off to the top right. And inside each of your user, you can restrict users' access to see all loans or only the ones that they have created. You can give them document management access, allowing them to upload, delete, or use the e-signature platform inside of Zenly. The menu loan access gives you the ability to narrow what sections the user will see inside of their loan. If I scroll down, underneath, this is our online application platform. As an admin here, you can give them the access to update their landing page and for them to upload their photo or welcome message. You can also grant a user administrator access so they can add or edit users and templates as well, found under that previous tab we visited. And also under each user, you can also add their individual credit company credentials as well as Fannie Mae credentials if they do not want to use the set company defaults. Our Zip tab is our online application platform. Zip allows you to personalize the way you attract borrowers Users have the ability to customize their own company website and landing page. Each user will have their own landing page with a set web address. This could be put into an email signature or a link on a website. This is the LO landing page that the borrower would come to as soon as they had clicked on the link the LO sent them, with the Get Started button to walk them through the application. As soon as the borrower had completed the application will flow back into Zenly into the loans area. In the loans area, you have the ability to search your pipeline as well as sort with these orange headers to sort and filter your pipeline. There's several ways to start a new loan inside of Zenly. Your first is to have a lead invite. You can create an invite by clicking the lead invite button and sending a text message or an email to your customer. This will send them a link to your landing page where they can then complete the application. You can also start a new loan by clicking the New Loan button, which will open up a blank loan for you to start manually entering the information. Inside of the file, you will see a new menu bar appear at the top, Status to Settings. Zenly gives you the option to update statuses to keep track of your file's progression in tracking. You can click Add and update your status to any of the preset items in our list. You can also make notes in the conversation log on your file status. All information pertaining to the borrower are under the Application tab and then show in this side menu bar. Zenly easily allows you to add borrowers and switch position of those borrowers. By clicking the plus icon, you can add a new borrower and drag the borrower to change positions. Under the Processing tab, you have the ability to create requests, verifications. You have the ability to create tax return requests and verifications inside the system to be able to send out. The Underwriting tab gives an underwriter the ability to input their data as well as add conditions to a file. The HMDA tab allows for HMDA data collection inside of the file based on the side tab of Application, Underwriting, and Closing. In the Documents section, you can generate disclosures, request borrower documents, or send disclosures for electronic signatures. It's a simple and easy document exchange for you and your borrowers. The Services tab allows you to run your credit report and run Fannie Mae from inside of Zenly and store the results. Our Marketplace tab shows you all of the lenders that we are directly connected with. You're able to directly send your application to them by clicking on their logo and then logging in with your ID and password you've received from that company. The Settings tab allows users to add other users to see the file. If you needed a processor to be added onto a file after you had completed it as a loan originator, you could do that in this section here and move the file along in your workflow. When it's time for you to export your 3.4, any screen will have the export button up by the save in the top right area for you. You can click the export button and it will download the 3.4 to your computer for you. Zenly also has icons located at the top right for your convenience. There is a book. This will allow you to search our knowledge base for training videos and guides to any questions that you may have. If you have questions or any issues with Zenly, you can click on the question mark and this will open up an email for you to send directly to Zenly support for them to answer your question. All right, let's see if we have any questions that we can cover. Got a couple about Zip. I want to know in Zip, the online application, what's the difference between the main company page and the landing page? So let me go over to Zip real fast. And I'm going to click on the left, the main page here. The main page is going to be a single URL that you can have your borrowers directed to where they can then select the loan originator they want to work with. This main company page allows you to build that option out. I'm going to click down here with this alleyinc.zip for home. This will give you a preview of what your main page would look like. So this would be an example of the main page that a borrower would get sent to. They have the loan officers tab in the top right. So if they were to click that loan officers button, it would show them all of the loan originators that they could apply through. It would then have their apply now button below and then would direct them to the actual application. So if I click on the name of one of the LOs, this will take us to the LO's landing page. It's got their information, their NMLS, email, and a summary if they uploaded one. From here, the borrower could click the Get Started button, and this would take them into the application. I have a question of what does the application look like for the borrower? So we're here on the landing page for the LO. Let's click on that Get Started. And this will bring up the page that the borrower is going to start on. You can see up at the top there is Contact through Submit. Those are the status bars as they go through entering their information inside of the application. You will be able to see that there are certain fields that do have an asterisk. Those will be required for them to fill in. Well, let me enter a name here. Not all fields are required, so they could continue on. And they can click on the I agree to share and then continue to the next. You will see that the status bar now has moved into the loan and property, and the application will start asking them questions to help fill out the application. Do you have a question about are they able to save? So we have added the feature for the borrower to be able to stop in the middle of the application if they don't want to complete it all right then. They do have at the very bottom the save and continue later option. So if they click that, they're going to be asked if they want to create an account and continue later. If they do click yes, it will fill in their information that they started with, and they'll need to fill in their mobile and a password. So this will allow them to create an account which they can come back later and finish the application if they don't have time to do it at that time. Back over in Zenly, so I'm going to click back over there. Person wants to know how they can add documents to their loan file. So that's going to be over in our Loans area. So I'm going to click that Loans tab. and inside of your loan. So let me open up my loan that I have here. Once you're inside of your file, you can add a document to any part of this screen with a drag and drop. Locate your PDF that you want to add. You can click on that PDF icon either in your desktop or in your computer and drag it into the area in the file. You'll notice there is a blue copy button there, and once we release the mouse, it will then go to add the document into our system. You can then name the document. You can assign who borrower is. You can organize it with a category, as well as put a prepared date or package name on that before clicking Store. Once it's fully uploaded, you'll be able to click Close. And you can view all documents that you have uploaded in the Documents tab up at the top. So if I click that, and under our first stored here, you can see the bank statement that I just uploaded. I have a question about what disclosures are available inside of Zenly. So Zenly does have a lot of disclosures for you. They are initial disclosures. I will go to the Documents tab that we're currently in and Generate. This is going to show you a full list of all of the items that we have. So they are filtered by 3 sections. We've got Application, Processing, and Underwriting. So under the application, you can see a full list here of the documents and disclosures that you are able to send out to a borrower through Zenly. You can either send out just the PDF version, or if you want, you can choose the e-sign and send it out as an electronic signature required. Inside of the processing drop-down, there are more processing documents in here, but also some more disclosures. And finally, the underwriting has the transmittal summary for you. We have a question about how to send out disclosures. So there are 2 ways that you can send out disclosures from inside of Zenly. And click back over on Application to bring up that list. The first way is that you can send out a PDF document for the borrower. In that scenario, you would stay under Documents and Generate and select each of the documents that you wanted to have in the package. So you would go through and highlight. As you highlight, they would put them on the selected documents list on the right. When you had selected all your documents, you would click the Store button and name your package. These would now be stored in the Stored section right above Generate. So we could click that. And you can see the second section now is the initial disclosures with all of our documents. You can now go through and download with the download PDF icon beside these and download those disclosures. If you are wanting to use the electronic signature portion, you would click on the e-sign at the bottom on the far left and go through the request signatures process. I'm going to click the gray button, and this brings up all of our borrowers. I'm going to select the William Campbell option. And just like in our Generate area, you've got the filtered by 3 sections. where you can then select your disclosures you want to have sent out to your borrower. It will put those disclosures over to the right for you. And when you are done, you can click the next button going to the actual sending section of the disclosures. This will allow you to add a read receipt or edit signatures if it was a custom form. I'm going to click Next. We will need to name our package that's being sent out, and then go over to the far right and click Request. This will send the email with the documents to the borrower for them to complete. A question about if you have a returning customer, how would I copy a loan application? There's not a copy button inside of Zenly right now, so the best way to do that would be to export the 3.4 with that export button at the top. Save that on your desktop or computer, and then when you go to open a new loan, this new loan drop down, you have from Fannie 3.2 and 3.4. You would then use this and select that file, opening it. Then you could put the new address or information in that was needed. I have another question about access here. How do I give access to a third party but I don't want them as a user? Currently that is not an option. Only users are going to be able to access Zenly. So either you would need to add them as a user up at that top menu bar, or you would need to send them the 3.4 so they could work the file from their system. I have a question here that is wanting to know if Zenly works with Point and Point Central. Zenly does not directly interface with Point or Point Central. You could use it with it if you were to export the 3.4 from Zenly into your Point or Point Central system, but they will not directly connect, so they will not be the same system. It is its own separate loan originating system. Zenly is in the cloud, and all of the files will remain in the cloud. Point Central is a server-based system, and then if you are on standalone Point, you are using your computer to save your data. So they do not directly work with each other. All right, we have a question. Who do I contact if I have more questions on Zenly? That's a good question. We have our 1-800 number, which is 1-800-362-2599. You can select the sales option there, or you can email over to calixsales@calixsoftware.com, and they'll have a salesperson reach out to you to discuss your options or show you more information in the system here.